Welcome to the Chemistry, Biology and Math Revision Hub. Today we're doing the A-Level Biology Practicals. This is Core Practical 17. Investigate the effects of exercise on tidal volume, breathing rate, respiratory minute ventilation, and oxygen consumption using data from spirometer traces. In this experiment, this is the spirometer as well as this actual machine here. A spirometer is used to calculate the air capacity of someone's lungs. However, it must be calibrated before use. During the calibration, you completely empty all the air out of the spirometer and then allow the pen to touch the trace paper and make a mark. Add a known volume of air, this could be 1 decimeter cubed, into the chamber and mark the paper again. These marks are used to calculate how many squares on the paper are equal to 1 decimeter cubed of air. In the exam, you could be provided with a spirometer trace and asked to interpret it. When using the spirometer, the procedure is as below. You disinfect the mouthpiece and attach it to the tube. Then let the test subject sit down, get them a nose clip and let them breathe normally through their mouth. Insert the disinfected mouthpiece into the test subject's mouth and let them breathe normally to get used to the breathing apparatus. The chymograph is going to be set to 1 millimeter per second, and then it's going to be turned on so that it can begin to rotate. Move the spirometer switch to the on or chamber position so they are able to take a full breath from the chamber. Then you record their normal breathing rate for about 1 minute. Then ask them to breathe out as deeply as they can for 1 breath. They should return to normal breathing for a minute. After, you can switch the spirometer back to air position and instruct the subject to remove the mouthpiece from the mouth. You switch off the chymograph and return the spirometer to the chamber position and purge the chamber by lifting the floating pad up and allowing it to drop a few times. The spirometer is now ready to be refilled with oxygen. Once the spirometer has been refilled with oxygen, keep the switch set to air position and ask the subject to exercise for about 60 minutes, but it could be more than that. Then switch on the chymograph so it can begin to rotate again. After completing the exercise, the subject is going to be asked to sit and then place the mouthpiece back into their mouth. Immediately switch the spirometer to chamber position and allow the subject to breathe for approximately 30 seconds, and then switch the spirometer back to air position. So basically, a graph is going to be drawn during this or a trace, and you could be asked to calculate the ventilation rate. Remember, ventilation rate in decimeter cubed per minute is going to be tidal volume, which is decimeters cubed, times the frequency of inspiration. The tidal volume is this, and this can be gathered from the spirometer trace. You multiply that with the frequency of inspiration, and you can be able to calculate the ventilation rate. So basically, most questions that can be asked in Unit 6 about this, either they can give you a trace and ask you to find the specific components, find the ventilation rate, and so on, or you could be asked to describe how this could be used. Remember, every time you have to calibrate before you can use it, and the person has to be allowed, or the subject has to be allowed, to get used to the conditions before you can actually measure. The investigation is carried out when somebody is not exercising so that we can see the trace that is created, and immediately after the exercise so that we can compare the traces in order to see how well their lung capacity is. So this brings us to the end of Core Practical 17. Thank you for being with us. Do not forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.